So we're talking about investing versus savings. And do you want to break down? I know you had worded it how you wanted to word it as far as the savings and investing.
Yeah. So y'all, we, first of all, share the podcast, like, share, all that good stuff. But before my mother passed away, Corey and I started a series where we talked about real estate investing and just got a lot of great feedback from you all about that. And we wanted to put a little spin on it today just to really talk about what it looks like to really build wealth.
Yes.
And the conversation was, saving versus investing, which is the best route to go in order to get out of the rat race. And not just get out of the rat. Like, it's one thing to get out of the rat race where you're not struggling no more. And I mean, if we're all being honest, we probably know what it means to struggle. Like a good percentage, I think it's like over 90% of Americans, statistics say, do not have $1,000. Like, in the event of an emergency, 90% of people do not have an emergency fund of $1,000. So a lot of us, if we are not presently in a struggle, we have struggled before and we know what that feels like. And the thought process is, I gotta save money, right? I know what it's like to not be in a great financial space and to want to save. But is that really the path to building true wealth?
Well, if y'all know me, I'm an investor first. I'm going to always save second. And first, let me word it this way. Take care of my obligations, then I invest, then I save. I don't want to steer y'all wrong. But people always ask me, well, what do you invest in? What would I invest in? I have no idea. And I'm going to tell you, to buy what you buy. So if you have an iPhone, if you shop at Walmart, if you go to Target, you can always just start there because those are your Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah. And when it comes to investing, I looked up a quote today and it said that saving is putting your money to rest, right? But investing is putting your money to work. And I just, Corey, y'all know Corey has always been and is always going to be the forward thinking. Not that I'm not forward thinking, but it just comes more naturally for him. But I just really want to talk about mindset around saving versus investing, because in my experience, and some of y'all may have felt like this before, is that a lot of times when I heard about people that invested, because the teaching, the what was available to me, I didn't learn about investing when I was in school, right? I didn't learn that from my parents, right? My parents were savers. My father is a saver. So to me, investing was always risky. Like, I looked at it as being risky because I was approaching it from a mindset, not from a mindset of this is a way to build wealth. I thought it was frivolous because, a lot of times it seems like people would be investing money or throwing money away in these schemes that didn't work, and you're playing with your bill money, right? So our very first tip is that before or when you are starting to invest, now there does come a time where you just might have to go out there and do it scared, but we also don't want to do it stupid, right? So there is a lot to be said about saving so that you have a cushion, and that could be 3 to 6 months of reserve. So that if anything happens, if your job furloughs you, if we have a national disaster, if we have something happening, you have nothing else coming in, you're not investing with your last dime, for new investors, at least I would say.
Yeah, with savings, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
With savings, I think you need to know what you're saving for.
Yes.
It's easy to just say I'm saving, but what do you say? Is there a goal?
Is there a goal?
Retirement? So you should have different saving buckets, put it that way. And then on the investment side, I think you need to be able to let your money sit. Like, don't be you may
just get annoyed and upset and or overwhelmed every day when the investments fluctuate.
You made a % or two, and now you got to snatch it out to go buy something you don't need. Just understand that an investment, unless you're swing trading or option trading, which is something you're doing on a daily basis or every 2 days, you snatching out profit, that's different. But you're investing from the long term, then the money needs to sit for a while.
So investing is not gambling.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
We all have, well, I don't know if we all have, but I'm that type of gambler, right? Where, like, put me on the slot machine. Yeah, I know I can win $1 million, but I won 250. Let me take my 250 out and let it roll. But investing is more of a long-term play. And But in order to get there, I think that the mindset for those of us who are savers, you're happy that you got something. We have to be really careful. And I love that Corey said, you need to have a goal for saving, because what I've seen happen with myself, what I've seen happen with people, especially people like if they've been savers their entire life, you're afraid to spend money.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So like the thing that pains me, I hate to see, like, don't get me wrong, I think that we all should be responsible with our finances and definitely not leave your kids with bills. But I tell my mama and I tell my daddy all the time, I don't want you to leave me a whole bunch of money and you have never enjoyed it. Right. Because that's what it's for. If you save for 80 years, but because the mindset is save, and not the mindset of money flows to me and through me. Like money has to be fluid. And when we don't allow money to be fluid, then you get stuck. And then therefore we never really build wealth. What you build is a safety net, and that net might end up suffocating. I just had a conversation with one of my clients, right? And, we talk about I've worked with a lot of first time home buyers, and we talk about, the benefits, right? Is that instead of paying rent where you're essentially paying equity for somebody else's investment. And that's what we do, right? Even with all the products we buy. When we buy any product, we are funding someone's investment. That's what we're doing. But we were talking about the fact that they bought a house a year ago, and we're seeing more rapidly right now because appreciation is happening so quickly, exactly how fast like that money is coming back. So they spent $300,000 on a house that if we were to put it on the market today, and that's in 2021, if we were to put it on the market today, that would get them $150,000 in profit. But that is what...
Meaning they got $150,000 in equity in a year.
In a year, right? And again, it doesn't always happen that quickly, but that's what investing does for you. Because if you continue to save, like you put your money in the bank, when you put in the bank, like I want to smack the people. Like it's like 0.2%, not even 0.2. It's like 0.002 interest, and you might get like $100. It might take you how many years to make $100 off $100,000? 3 or 4. Where if you're investing $100,000 in real estate, in stocks, or in something like that, yes, there is a risk to it. So we don't want to be investing with money that we can't afford to lose, per se. But I definitely think dipping your toe in the investment bucket, it just makes sense. And I'm happy that personally my mindset has shifted because I'm just thinking about things differently now.
Well, I like that you use the word risk, because that's the biggest difference. The saving is the more conservative side. The investing is the riskier side. Now, you don't have to take a lot of risky investments, even in the stock market, right? You don't have to. They have those funds that are, it could be 20, 30 different stocks together that just grow 7-8% a year, and you're fine with that. Then you have other stuff that, you're trying to get 20-30% on. Something that I had wrote on earlier, we're talking about real estate, we're talking about stocks, crypto. Take a look at some crypto, and also the NFTs and the metaverse is what I'm studying right now. And if you don't know what the metaverse is, it's a virtual world that you can go in and live pretty much. You can. Snoop Dogg has, I think he just bought a $400,000 piece of land in the metaverse, and the guy next to him spent like $650 just to live next to Snoop, which is crazy.
That is
crazy. In a virtual world.
In a virtual world.
Yeah.
In a virtual world.
Study the metaverse and study NFTs right now.
Okay, so one thing we forgot to mention, y'all, we are not giving you financial advice.
No, we're not. We're just giving you what we're into.
Yeah, we're giving you what we're into. But I love that you mentioned Snoop, right?
Yeah.
Because I've heard this term before, and I'm pretty sure y'all have too, is that success leaves clues.
It does.
Right? So when you really look at the people that really eat, like those who have massive amount of wealth, actually people who are successful in anything, they leave clues on how they get there. So when you think about, like let's just take Floyd Mayweather, for example, right? Floyd Mayweather, he came into money because of boxing, right? But it's inevitable, just like it's inevitable, like I'm not going to be selling real estate for the next 50 years, right? it was inevitable that there was going to come a time
where his
career was going to end. Like physically, his body will no longer support that career. So he would have to make a choice like, okay, am I going to just save everything? Am I going to, decrease my lifestyle? And y'all know Money May ain't decreasing no lifestyle. Or if you really look at Floyd's at his portfolio, it's very diverse with investments.
Yeah.
He's invested in businesses. He's invested in other boxers. He's invested in boxing gyms. He's invested in a great ton of real estate.
He's in the process of building a skyscraper in Dubai.
You see what I'm saying?
Right now.
Magic Johnson, all these people. And I know that may sound foreign. And y'all might be like, man, I ain't got Floyd money or I don't have Magic money. But I need us to not limit our thinking, right? Because yes, maybe, I too don't have the money at this present time that they have to invest. But Corey's right. After we, every time we get paid, after we decide to save a certain amount, we have a pot that is available, but for the right investments, right? And I think that the difference is that a lot of times people, and we're guilty of it too, just kind of invested in every multi-level marketing deal. And I'm not clowning multi-level marketing because I know people that do well with them, or invest in something that we don't wholeheartedly believe in or wholeheartedly understand. And we ended up losing, right? Because we didn't do our due diligence. But there are different things that once we have educated ourselves, Corey spends every night looking at YouTube, looking at different stuff. And now those investments are paying off. But a good point of it is that we had to get off the pot and actually go into those investments.
Yeah, I think as far as investments, for me, I lost so many times. Now I know how to win. So I go with what I know is going to work. Nothing's 100% guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least in real estate, it's insured. My stocks are not risky. I kind of take my time and do a lot of due diligence before I just get in. But when I get in, I jump head first. And everybody's not like me, and I totally understand that. But going on the conservative route of stocks, I also want to mention this. There are something called dividend plays where you can invest and it pays you a monthly or quarterly dividend. Those are, sometimes people get they don't want to wait for a year to see what their portfolio did. So they can get a little bit of money every 30 days or every 90 days. And that satisfies the itch.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, the coolest thing, I became an accidental stock investor because the brokerage that I work with is publicly traded. And, when I first got to the brokerage, they gave us an opportunity to buy into the stock, right? Mm-hmm. Every commission that we had. And I didn't really I kind of really went along with what everybody was doing. And the way I looked at it was that, if I paid it so much out of my commission before I missed it, same way with savings. I'm the same way with savings. As soon as my money goes into an account, so much goes into a savings account. As soon as I receive a commission, so much automatically goes into buying stock through the brokerage. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of pilling around during the pandemic, and I looked at the stock, one day, and it was one number, and I was impressed with that number, right? And y'all, literally during the time that we were on lockdown, it tripled in value. And I'm thinking there was no way. I had never up until that point and I've been a semi-saver my whole life. I've never in all of my savings saw my money grow
like that, yeah,
as quickly as it did. But then there came a time where the stock took a dip, and I was like, maybe I should have took it out. Maybe I should have. And then Corey's like, no. He called it a paper loss.
Yeah, it's not a
he
loss.
was like, it's a paper loss. We're not looking. We don't need the money right now. Just let it sit there. And sure enough, it has sat there for X amount of time, and it's appreciated even more since then.
And then in situations like that, when it does dip, then you only lose when you take the money out. You just let it sit and go back up and go higher, and you'll be fine. I want to give you guys a book that I read last year. Probably one of the best money books I've ever read, to be honest with you. And I actually listened to it on the treadmill.
On Audible.
Yeah, on Audible. It was Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. I think I've mentioned that before, but I think that it needs to be...
Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins.
It needs to be revisited because when I was thinking about it, earlier today, I said I'm going to dibble back into it this month. Well, probably this first quarter, because there's so much stuff that this time when I was listening to it, I was moving.
Yeah.
Now I want to sit down so I can take some notes. But Tony Robbins gave you everything you need to know about money and how to make it work for you.
And Tony Robbins is another one. He owns like 800 companies, has own investments in so many companies. And I like that you share with our Eagle Talk fam that you're going to revisit a book, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I really think like, it was Warren Buffett. He said that he reads Think and Grow Rich every single day.
Yeah.
Right. And Warren Buffett is a billionaire, but there is something to be said about repetition. So if there was a book that spoke to you a long time ago, you know, there are some books that like You Are Badass at Making Money. Anytime I'm kind of like, I don't know what I want to read, I don't know what I'm in a mood for, I listen to that all the time. Yeah. And even though that's a book that I have had in constant rotation, it consistently forces me to grow my money mindset. And then books like Corey is talking about is forcing us to grow our money knowledge. So in a nutshell, y'all, it's great to be a saver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. You have to save.
You have to save. But we don't want to get stuck in the, you know, I said earlier that I feel like if you're only a saver, then you'll never get out the rat race. Yeah. And not necessarily the financial rat race, but the mindset rat race where it's kind of like, I can't live because all you're doing is hoarding. And again, money has to flow to and through you. And to me, investing actually makes it easier for me to be a giver in other areas of my life.
Yeah, you just got to make your money dance, and you got to make it dance with as many people as you can. That's all I can tell you. Because once you understand how to do that, then the saving part is the natural part, but the investment part is what you want to continue to learn about. Because again, it's just repetition. If you want to save $500 a month, then you just save $500 a month. But if you want $500 a month to grow, then you need to be educated on where to place it every single month for you to get the best out of it. EYL, that's what I want to tell y'all about. Everybody's not book people or Audible people, but if you go on YouTube and put in Earn Your Leisure, you have
that's
Rashad,
that's a podcast that we love.
Yeah, Rashad, Troy, and the Master Investor, Red Panda is what they call them. They have something called, well, you can watch them anytime, but they have something called Market Mondays. Mm-hmm. You will learn so much about money, investing, stocks, crypto, real estate. That's all they talk about. That's what they're there for. And they've grown that platform to be, they have a TV show probably about this time next year. It's really, really big. And I've learned a lot about money from those guys.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be huge, right? Investing $5 is better than investing no dollars, sure. Right? So getting in, again, just reworking our mindset, because I think that a lot of us, like, I just thought like, we just not the type of people. I'm not the type of person. I felt like Corey was being risky. And sometimes it was, you know, some things were risks. But again, when you change the way you think about money, the way you act with money, the way you interact with money. That's why I love You Are Badass at Making Money, because it really challenges the way you think about it. Then it allows money to be more fluid in your life.
Yeah, when we were preparing for this, you made a statement. What was that statement? You said investing makes you more of a natural giver. Mm-hmm. And I really think so, because you're used to investing and earning off your investments to where you have more to give. You don't even think about it. You just give, right?
Yeah. And here's a side note thing too. We're talking about saving versus investing your money too, but this can apply to any area of our life.
Especially like your time.
Your time, investing your gifts, investing other resources into things that, because investing is like planning and then it's going to grow, right? But when you just store everything up, right? Like we do need to store some stuff, but when you store everything, there isn't room for those things to move. So
right. Yeah. So we have a giveaway. I think we told y'all earlier we were going to do a giveaway for everybody that is buying tickets for ET Live.
Yes.
I think it's 5 weeks up until the event.
Yes.
And
what is ET Live, y'all? Corey, tell them. What's
Eagle Talk Live? It's a live interaction with us, some of our good friends that are in business and other areas of life, and we invite you guys to come sit with us on the 19th
of February.
Yeah, Headshot Happy Hour is Friday, the 18th, right?
Yep, from 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
From 6 to 8 on Friday, February 18th.
Yeah.
It will be a networking event, a happy hour.
Bring your business cards to both events.
Bring your business cards. And then Saturday, we are coming at you full day mastermind. And we have a theme. The theme, y'all, is limitless. We're taking the limits off of whatever's holding you back, okay? So the theme is limitless. We have great speakers. Corey and I will share, but honestly, we're probably the lowest on the totem pole of people that will be sharing. And this is just a great event. And who should come, Corey?
Everybody. Anybody's trying to grow. I used to always say in business or trying to do this. If you're just trying to, just one word, just grow in any area of your life, I think you need to be well, let me not say that. It's limited seating.
It's limited because we want to be respectful. So we're going to go half capacity of what the room will hold because, we are living in Omarican or whatever you call it world. So we're going to do half capacity. Mass will be, you do what makes you comfortable to be in the room. And there's just so much. One thing that I do want to share is one thing that I'm really excited about is that what?
And I wish I could be on the panel.
Hush up. One thing that I'm really excited about is we are going to do a panel of men who have done it scared to lead their family well. So ladies, like if your husband, a lot of times, and I used to have a very specific prayer for Corey because as we were just growing, it just seemed like God, send him his people, send him, you see images of men, black men, white men, whatever, that are kind of cold, distant, not having real community, not really being able to say, you know what, I went through that too when I was building for my family. And trust me, the men that are going to be speaking on this panel, not only are they successful, but they're real. And success leaves clues. And this is a great time to just, if you want to get your man connected in a room with like-minded people, now don't be bribing them. Like this is definitely something that you want to get them a part of. But then women too, like we have, it's just going to be phenomenal. So www.eagletalkpodcast.com in order to get your tickets. The investing in yourself, we're talking about investment, is $100. But I promise you're going to walk away with priceless, a priceless experience. So
we got some really special guests coming. Some people are rearranging schedules. I had about 10 people in the last 2 days trying to reserve tickets because they're trying to make sure they'll be in town. So the tickets are selling. So it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a good time.
And speaking of that, so every Tuesday night we're going to do a giveaway here live. And today's giveaway is that everyone who bought a ticket, they are in my little Christmas box. And we are going to gift you. You have invested in yourself. So for one person, we are going to gift you with a ticket so that you can invest in somebody else and bring them along that's experienced with you.
Well, let's see who this lucky person is.
So the winner is... Adrian Edwards. Hey, Adrian.
Adrian +1.
Adrian +1. So Adrian, you get to choose an eagle. Girl, who do you know that's growing a business, that's growing their mindset, that's just ready to shift some things up? Invite them out. And we're going to have, like I said, a giveaway every single week. But I think you might have to be registered in order to win. And we give away some money and stuff too.
Yeah. You definitely got to be registered to win.
Yep.
So that's investing and savings. Hope we got some nuggets. I do want to just hit again, Money Master the Game, EYL Market Mondays on YouTube. Both of them are really good tools, if you're trying to get educated about money.
Yep. All right. Like and share the podcast, and we will see y'all soon.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Love y'all. Bye.